Yo, what's up, y'all? So, I know I said I was gonna make a video about homeless people, and it's about that time. Sorry for not uploading it a lot recently, too. It's just a lot going on in my life right now. I feel like I'm in a transition period. Just moved into my new space. And it's like, when I think about my timelines of life and shit, I was like, once I left the hospital last December, and then I moved back in with my parents at my parents' place in like January. It took me about 3-4 months, maybe 5, honestly, I would say, because I released my first song again after 4 or 5 months. Then I started YouTube a couple months after that. So I'm kind of giving myself a little grace right now because I'm still trying to figure out a routine. Luckily, I'm fucking making money with this roadie app, man. This shit is a fucking blessing, dog. I never even knew. I was expecting to do Uber, but I fucking downloaded like 100 apps, bro. Not really, but like 20, 30 apps, bro, to figure out like how to make money out here. But anyways, that's kind of beside the point. All that to say, I will be more consistent probably within the next couple months, but I'm not going anywhere, I'm figured out a lot of life stuff too. And the music I'm making is kind of reflecting that. So anyways, homeless. I just can't stand it, dog. Like, two things, right? So first, I just don't understand how you can be a full-grown adult or like a conscious living being and like not rage anytime you see somebody who lives without a home, without, a safe place to like sleep, or not saying that, it's not safe. Like, people can sleep outside, whatever, and it can be fine, or whatever. Like, these people are obviously surviving. But just like that video, it's like, I don't want to be successful, or I don't want to make it unless we all make it, where it's just like the entire global system, whether you want to call it capitalism, whether you want to call it competition, whether you want to call it, I don't know what you want to call it, but I mean, a lot of it grows out of like our monetary system and how we're basically using these bitch ass folks' money with these old white people on our bills and shit, and all these other countries using different forms of their currency to basically make it so that you got to have somebody at the bottom, and you got to have somebody, there's got to be hierarchy. Like, the monetary system demands hierarchy. There's not a monetary system. Now, you could say there's a monetary system that doesn't demand hierarchy, but that would in effect be the opposite of what we have now, right? There wouldn't even need to be a monetary system in that situation, right? Where it's like, if we all act like a tribe, which I've been saying in my music, and I've been just constantly just preaching, like from the time I feel like I read maybe what's his name? Not David Icke, the guy who wrote Ishmael, Daniel Quinn. It's like, I don't understand what's so fucking hard just to be like, yo, like, we're all fucking human beings. Not even we're all human beings. We're all, I don't understand how people don't realize that they're all a part of a bigger picture. And maybe that's just like my right brain going crazy. I was listening to the David Icke book talking about left brain, right brain today. I think it was in The Trap he wrote. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I just always see myself as part of this bigger picture. And just to see somebody homeless, I mean, I see homeless people all the fucking time now, dog. It's like everywhere I drive. And I know it's big in LA, so, but like even outside LA, it's like, god damn. And then I used to be thinking like, man, like, I'd be thinking about the trade-offs, right? So it's like, and this is where I need y'all's help, or where I need y'all to give me confidence to believe in myself, to create a solution. But it's just like, I just always feel like, within this current system, if I help them, so then it's like I lose something, right? So, but that's in essence how a tribe works, where it's just like, okay, like, you kind of give something up to give someone else something. But it's a little bit different in this monetary system we have, where it's like, no, like, literally, like, money leaves my bank account, where it's just like, that's the thing, right? Okay, this is the problem, is that if only one person starts acting like it's a tribe, then eventually that person might be asked out because nobody else wants to reciprocate, right? It has to be a system that depends on us turning toward each other, right? And currently in our system, we all have our backs turned to each other, right? So if one person turns around and starts, helping everybody out, everybody still got their back turned. So it's like, if something happens to them, then it's just like, damn, well, oh well. and it goes deeper than the monetary system. So this is bigger than capitalism, right? Because it's the legal system, right? This is why I dropped out of law school, and this is why I would never be an advocate for anything legal ever, at least in the form that it's currently in the way that it's been for millennia, where everybody's a fucking slave. Like, everything's off limits. Everything's private property. Everything has a rule that's associated with it. You know, you can't just go out and fucking live in the world. You know, and the line that I had in my song, we are all one people, we are one people but still slaves, where I say a quarter century of school, but home building still not in the curriculum. You know, we don't even learn the tools of the trade to be able to say, oh, like, I'm going to have my own, I'm going to build a house, I'm going to build a farm. You know, these aren't the things we fucking learn in first and second grade. Is like, you know, how to take care of food, how to take, you know, how to store food, and, you know, how to make food last forever, and, you know, how to cook dishes, and things that are actually essential to life. Like, that's what people's money's buy them. It's just food, housing, and fucking, that's it. You know, like housing and food, like shelter and food, bro. You could say security, but I don't even like security. It's just a false notion because everybody's pitted against each other in this violent ass world. But anyways, I'm trying to stay on topic with homelessness, man. It just irks me, dog. It kills me. It really does kill me, because I'm like, man, like I saw somebody homeless when I was leaving Target just about 20 minutes ago. And I was like, man, that's why I like making music, because it lets me let out my emotions, where it's just like, I could just, yell, like, oh, sorry if you had headphones on or something, but I just have all this, like, that's the lyrics I was thinking about. Like, I just have all this pent up tension, and I could just go crazy any fucking moment. And it's a miracle. I feel like that's why I was thinking about suicide. It's a miracle that I'm still here, because with the shit that I see every day, I mean, not even like past the homelessness, like, you just think about wars, and like, you got poor people fighting poor people for some rich people. Man, I don't listen to this bullshit today. I was trying to listen to this YouTube video, so I download like YouTube videos, audio, to like listen to them as like podcasts while I drive around for roadie. This motherfucker was talking about, oh, we're getting attacked from the top, the bottom, and the sides. And I'm like, okay. So he was like, from the top, you got the billionaire class and, you know, exploitation. I was like, okay, whatever. It's a little bit more nuanced, you know, but, and then he was like, from the bottom, and then he started talking about, oh, you got, you know, violent crimes, and you got predominantly certain communities that are doing the crimes. And I'm like, god damn, it's like, you can't win nothing, dog. Like, even when you think you got somebody that knows something, it's just so much more nuance. And it's just like, you know, people, I don't know if this is kind of a tangent, but this is kind of like why I want to build my like online school encyclopedia thing, where I have my version of the truth and history and the stories of things, where, you know, because people act like ghettos came out of the fucking blue. People act like black people decide to be poor, or like people act like, you know, minorities or women, or, you know, even white people, like, everybody has their little thing, right? People just decide like, oh, like, this is just like innate to how people are, bro. It's like, nah, it's just a product of a larger system. Like, you have to look at the bigger picture. I don't understand why people can't look at the fucking bigger picture and be like, yo, like, this shit is ingrained since birth. They got motherfuckers in elementary school pledging allegiance to a fictional country. Like, how do you standing up, put your hand over your heart and looking at a flag, bro? I'm looking at 2 flags right now, bro. 4, 6. Why the fuck they got all these USA flags, bro? I hate this shit, bro. I got more over there. Anytime I see a USA flag, I hate that shit. I want to burn that shit. Not really. I don't really care so much for burning it, but I'm just like, it's just a fucking lie. And it's just like, I don't know, if you see this shit in other countries, like I always mention, like, I don't know if I always mention, but I feel like I mentioned before, like China or something, you saw like, why they got all of their flags everywhere? It's like, what are they trying to get in people's minds? It's like, it's all a fucking mind game, dog. And I've been getting played on by mind games since I was a fucking kid, bro. And I'm glad I grew up in the fucking with the parents in the household that I did with my mom, bro. My mom crazy as fuck. And she was like always playing these mind games and word games, and, you know, it was about like me defending myself, trying to be like, explain in the most like concrete, basic way possible my feelings and the way I felt, and she would always be maneuvering and basically saying I would say shit or do shit or thought shit that I never did. And you know, that really helped me now to be very calm, calculated, and like taking a step back, you know, and just to being like, okay, like what game are you trying to play? Because she would always do those things where it's like, you know, and I see she'll do it to like other kids too. And you know, parents kind of do this to kids generally, where you know, you try to get them to do something that they don't want to do, so you kind of coerce them into doing it. It's like, oh, like, you want to brush your teeth? Oh, look, you got the dinosaurs on the toothpaste. You know, you want to hang out with the dinosaurs? Yeah, brush your teeth. And it's just like, it's all these fucking mind trickery shit, bro. And I'm just like, bro, anyways, this video is supposed to be about homeless people. I feel like all my videos kind of just go on a tangent rant, because everything is a tangent. Everything, you know, everything's connected. And, you know, sure, I could sit down and write about 10 points about homeless and what I think about homeless, but I think these videos are a bit more entertaining and a bit more authentic, just because it's never, things aren't essays, bro. Like, you learn in school all these years, you know, 3 paragraphs, 3 body paragraphs, intro, conclusion, you know, thesis. Like, that's not how fucking life works, dog. That's just not how shit works, bro. Everything isn't like a neat and tidy box. Everything isn't linear. So, anything I want to say before I wrap this shit up? I feel like I just touched the surface. Like, I feel like I haven't even said shit, bro. But it's been 12 minutes, and I want to make sure I stay in that little 8 to 12 range on YouTube. So let me think. Any closing words? I don't know. Like, comment. Let me know what you think. Like, what do y'all think? What do y'all think is the solution? Because my approach and kind of like what I'm kind of embarking on in the journey now is about, you know, what I want to do professionally and shit and get into is like filmmaking, just because, I mean, at this point, bro, it's just a fucking mind game, bro. Like, I think that the only reason that we're all stuck in this trap, and I feel like David Icke will probably agree with this, or just a lot of people that are knowledgeable, I feel like a large reason we're stuck in this trap is because we've been indoctrinated since kids, bro. Like that song, Acra Lumis, programmed since birth. You know, everybody's been indoctrinated about this is the way things are, this is the way things have to be, you know, and people are taught to view each other as competition. There's more than enough fucking food out here. Food gets thrown away all the fucking time. I got extra food laying around. We got dumpsters filled with food. So you got homeless people looking in the dumpsters for food, bro. And, you know, so my thing is like, you know, I think it's almost, I don't want to say it's a lost cause because I hate giving up on shit, but I feel like it's a lost cause to like save any generation past, you know. Like, I'm like, yeah, shit, focus on Gen Beta, bro. Like, and like, you see, this is what the fucking big companies are doing, bro. It's like, you got Meta. I was listening to this podcast or whatever about how, well, yeah, you got the shit in Australia going on in multiple countries, UK and the US. But Australia, I was listening to this thing about how they got this bill talking about not allowing kids to be on social media until I think like 16 or something. But then they're like, I don't know if it was the same podcast or another one, but it's like a lot of the products, this was the testimony in Congress about how Meta lied about or try to cover up pretty much, you know, negative aspects of their Oculus, you know, virtual reality technology or something like that with kids. And then I think it was in that one where they were like, you know, a lot of their products are targeted at kids. Like, the kids are like the main ones picking up the virtual reality shit. And it's like, man, bro, you really gotta start young with this shit. Cause but then I think, I'm like, damn, am I just lucky? Like, does nobody else like ever want to take a step back and like being like, wait, am I being in control right now? Like, am I actually doing what the fuck I want to do, or is somebody else telling me and dictating how to think? And I guess it took me, I mean, I'm 26 now, and there's so many things that I think right now that I feel like I'm still living in a way that somebody else told me. Like, I'm really writing a song right now that it's like I'm letting go of these old habits and ways of thinking and pain and shit that I held on to for so long that's keeping me, you know, not being authentically who I am. Like, I want to get all these tattoos, like face tattoo right here. I get my arm tattoo, my neck tattoo. What else? think those are it for now. We get the Annunciation, Archangel Gabriel, my grandmother's initials, one of my grandmother's initials. She's like my best friend. And then on my arm, I want to get the Time movie, like Justin Timberlake and whoever else was in that, like a time thing, as like a metaphor for limited body life on this planet. But I'm not talking about homeless shit anymore, dog. I just feel like I could go on for days, man. Like, fuck. It just kills me. I feel like I just don't understand. It's like, why? It's like, I just want to see a parking lot full of people being like, yo, why is he fucking home? Why don't we get somebody? Can we get some shit for this? And I don't know why everybody's just like, yo, like, this is our fucking world, dog. Like, yo, this is my building. These are my buildings, bro. I can live and sleep wherever the fuck I want to live and sleep. And I can eat and cook. And I can make this shit whatever the fuck I want to make this shit. And a lot of the problem is, of course, like the police and military, like everybody that's basically doing the Gestapo for the fucking empire. I be thinking about, okay, like now, like what kind of psychological war are we fighting there, bro? And, you know, I was actually reading an article recently about PSYOPs too, and how the U.S. military wants to change the name. Of course they want to change the fucking name. Fucking, that's a fucking PSYOP right there, bro. Change the name of a PSYOP. Can't call them PSYOPs no more. Alright, I'm done, man. I hope you got my point. No, it generally pisses me off. Like I could cry days and days and days, man. I mean, I have this line in a song. I'm like, empathy is my superpower. I could cry 24/7. And I just gotta hold it together. I don't know if I have to though. Maybe the key is to keep letting it out. You know, Wu Wei. You know, I was listening to the Taoism shit the other day. You know, Wu Wei. Just let that shit flow. Because it's terrible. Nobody should be living like that. And we can all just be kind to each other. And maybe it's just because I went through so much shit, and I just feel like I'm also just a sensitive person. I'm just like, this life is so beautiful. This life could be so beautiful if everybody just calmed the fuck down. Like, yeah, some people are gonna do their own thing. They'll be crazy, and, you know, but I don't think anybody's. Yeah, people will die and whatever, and death isn't really the end, but it's what people are taught. You know, it's a continued indoctrination, but it's almost like, no, it's exactly like I want to be unconscious. It's just, you know, like the consciousness of the world is fucking us over. That's why I love dreams so much, because you're unconscious but conscious. You know what I mean? Like, you're still kind of conscious in dreams though, so it's not exactly like it, but it's just one example of how you start to feel free, you know? Because you're not overthinking shit. But oh well, I know I said I wanted to make this video shorter, but I don't know. So many things running through my mind. I'm only getting like a view or two, but I appreciate you watching my videos, liking my videos. I don't care if it's one like. It really does mean the most. And maybe YouTube is shadow banning, maybe they're not, but I firmly believe that Wu Wei, you know, and everything will happen the way it should happen, and I just got to keep tapping into my potential, and I hope you keep tapping into your inner, whatever you want to call it, truth. I don't know, but and everything's so cliche. Like, I could say, oh yeah, let's heal the world, whatever. It's deeper than that. It's like telling somebody to breathe. It's like, I shouldn't have to say this shit. Dirty ass flags, man. I'm out.